Hey, so we're
Okay.
here going to do a short little interview with one of my friend and fellow investors, Emmanuel here.
Name's Emmanuel. I am a local investor here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I've been investing since late 2020 into real estate. Been doing that part-time along with doing full-time work at the hospital. I've always been an investor since back in 2016, 2017, whether that's in crypto or in the stock market, but never really dabbled into real estate until very recently. 2020. So fast forward almost 2 years later, it seems like I've been having a huge shift from those asset class and now into more of a real estate portfolio is now what I'm really focused on. That's a little bit about me. A good friend, Patrick. We met through our girlfriend at that time and wife, who's my wife, Julie now. Those two are really good friends, and that's how me and Patrick kind of connected. He's always telling me about his real estate ventures throughout the years, and I was like, maybe I should give this a try and see how it pans out. And now we're here. Cat Pumpkin, she funds all my deals. So
Pumpkin's hilarious. My girlfriend, Christine, kind of knew Eman's girlfriend and now wife, Julie. And then that's kind of how we got connected. I guess this was before I was even coaching, but you were already kind of like look into real estate. And I guess kind of mentioned that you were doing a little bit of the stock investing for a while already, plus working your career before you kind of jumped into real estate. What were you kind of doing with real estate before we kind of got talking?
Well, a lot of it was researching and educating myself. How I came about real estate and doing things was a lot of it was self-taught. All I did was listening to podcasts, going into forums. Even Julie would always complain to me as we're getting ready for bed. I have my phone in the background, just playing podcasts almost like every night for at least 6 months before we even struck our first deal. That's how I really got learning and getting into that real estate game was podcasts. Bigger Pockets was huge.
Nice. Yeah. So it's a lot of the education piece in the beginning and really like learning, okay, what am I actually doing? I guess if you had to kind of boil it down to one thing in the beginning, what do you think was kind of preventing you from achieving like that first deal or those first real estate goals in investing?
I think a lot to do was this paralysis analysis I had in terms for those who doesn't know what that is. It's like all I was doing is crunching numbers. If I do this, and this, it's going to all work out. In the back of my mind was what happens if it doesn't work out? I had that fear because this was such a big step and almost a big responsibility aside from stocks where I could just buy and forget about it. With real estate, it's you have a mortgage, you have tenants, there's more responsibility, but at the same time, a lot more control in this asset class. So the biggest barrier for me was fear of not executing. I'd say that would have been the biggest barrier for me to not start as I was kind of going through all this was always constantly analyzing, but was too scared to take the first step because of the mistakes I might do. And then the deal might just fall apart and I'd be like, well, that's the worst experience. Why would anyone do this? I guess that would be my answer for that.
So it really was that, the analysis paralysis of you're already running all these numbers, but it's really, I guess, turning that from, hey, just thinking about real estate to actually doing it.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
What was like, when we first kind of got started talking, what would you think was like, let's say the tipping point that, or like the catalyst that led you to that decision of like, hey, let's just do it?
It was that summer. We went to the cabin out in, what was that place?
I think it was a Riding Mountain.
Riding Mountain, yeah. We were out there for the weekend. We were driving to the cabin that we were going to rent out, and you were on your phone. You were making calls to your contractors or to your guys working at the house. So I was like, man, if Patrick could do it as a teacher and have time to, be with his girlfriend and go out with some friends out to the cabin, this is like a living proof. Also kind of in the same stage in life where you have your career already set out for you, but still trying to invest into real estate for wealth protection for long term at the same time. So I was like, if he can do it, what's stopping me from doing it? I just got to put in the work. I think that was definitely the tipping point. And that's when I really dove in harder than I did in previous months. So
I guess it was kind of just seeing how real estate didn't have to take over your life. Right. That
absolutely. Yeah. It didn't have to take over your life. Absolutely. That's so true. Because I thought I was like, oh, if I get into this, it's like, this is all I'm going to do. It's like, no, not necessarily. It's however you want to make it to be, it'll kind of pat itself out.
And next one here is, what exactly did you like about my teaching and I guess the strategies that we were kind of showing you in the beginning?
The biggest one was whenever I had questions, especially the way you answer them isn't just like a textbook answer. It's more of, oh yeah, this is what I did. This is how my situation was. You can extrapolate how this can relate to your certain situation, but here's living proof of what I went through, how I handled it, and how the outcomes became, and implement it to kind of find the solutions on my end. You're taught in school, it's more, this is what the book says, do what the book says. The way you taught, which I thought was super helpful, was you shared your experience to supplement, the theories behind everything, which was very, very helpful.
So it's really that piece of like, hey, I'm not just telling you what to do, but it's like just kind of sharing with you, hey, how I did things, how I implemented that, and then also kind of catering that to your lifestyle is different, your personality is different. How do you implement those things?
Absolutely.
What deal were you most proud of to this day?
I say it has to be my first one. It was the one that I got myself. I didn't know all the bells and whistles yet. I didn't know how to change plumbing. I didn't know how to when would be the best time to rent out the property. I didn't know I had very little knowledge of many things, but I had enough knowledge to get started. I think that was the best deal just because as soon as I was into the game, answers came as problems arise. Problem solving through that first deal taught me 100 times more than what I did going through podcasts and teaching myself through other sources. But once you're in the game doing it, you start seeing that's, wow, there's a lot more to learn. And I learned more on that first deal than I did trying to learn real estate in that 6 months. Definitely exponentially propelled me forward with a lot more knowledge in real estate. That's for sure.
I always say like field experience is king. That's where kind of the coach comes into play, where like not really like, yeah, I'm giving you info, but I'm more so helping you implement it and then like keep you accountable to like, hey, let's actually do a deal, right? Next one here was like, yeah, who did you kind of share that win with?
Julie was there to share the win with all my family. So they were super supportive. And I told them, hey, you know what? I'm trying to dabble into something new, something different. Maybe it turns out to something, maybe not, but I hope you could put some trust in this concept that's been done over and over again in recent past, not just by me, but by other people doing it. As soon as they trusted me, it's like, yeah, we trust you. We don't trust the process. We trust in you. So they trusted me trying to execute it and trying to follow through what I was going to do. They didn't really care for the house or the project. They just trusted in me. Those are the people that I shared my wins with, especially because it's been over a year and a half, closing into 2 years. Those same people are still with me today, supporting me in different ways or the same way. And those are definitely the people that we shared the win with. I couldn't have done it without their trust. Absolutely.
That's awesome, especially to hear that they trusted you, even if they didn't trust the process, because that's a hard thing for a lot of new, let's say, investors. They're trying to raise capital from friends and family, but the friends and family don't understand how this is going to work, and that's what stops them. But that's awesome that you had, like, I guess, like, you have an awesome and great character plus the integrity. So it's probably no problem for your family to be like, yeah, we trust him, even if we don't understand like what he's doing. It goes far.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to explain it a little bit. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, don't worry, we got your back. Whatever you got to do. I was like, all right.
Oh, that's great. Sweet. Well, that was an awesome chat. Thanks for kind of sitting down with us. Yeah, for everyone kind of watching from home, you guys can follow Eman online. I'll be putting his info in the description in the YouTube video. Hope you guys kind of learned something new. If you guys are interested in getting a free strategy session so that I can help build you a customized real estate war map, I'd love for you to hit that Calendly link below. We'd love to help you get that done, help you implement and keep you accountable on your real estate deals. So again, hope you guys have an awesome day. It's Patrick J. Hilaire here with Emmanuel Tronco. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys at the next episode.